Hey everybody, it's Jeffrey with DetachedDesigns.com. What we're going to work on today is the beginnings of a social networking type site. Now let's say you have a website where you want your users to be able to upload photos that they took at an event so that everyone that visits the website can look at them. And with that you get something similar to MySpace or Facebook, where the community is refreshing the site, so there's always new information. We'll go a little bit further in later tutorials, but for this tutorial we'll just focus on giving a user the ability to upload an image and save it, and then browse through all the images that the users have uploaded. So why would you use this? Many reasons. Let's say you have a band and you want your fans to be able to upload images to your website of the photos that they took, and then when all the fans do, they can browse each other's photos. So let's get started. It'll actually be much easier than you think. We should be able to do it in less than 20 minutes. So here in my solution I have an images folder with just 2 generic images. I have a jQuery, the jQuery library. I'm not sure if we're going to use that. I'm doing this from scratch, so you'll see me maybe make some mistakes, maybe not, but I wanted to import that just in case. So let's get started. I'm going to add a couple files. We're going to add a default.aspx page, and then for our database, to keep it simple, we're going to use an XML file, because to use a database, some of you may use SQL Server or MySQL or Access. So this way you may learn something if you're not used to working with XML files, and it'll all keep us on the same wavelength. So I'm going to add an XML file as well. Okay, and let's give it a better name. Let's give it photos.xml. Okay, let's go ahead and set up our XML file. We'll call the root tag user photos, and then for each item we'll give it user and then their photo. Now for each photo inside this text node, we're going to want a path to our images folder. Okay, so the path is going to be img slash, for this one, image2.png. image2.png. And I'm just going to copy this just so we have a little bit of data to work with, and I'll change that to image3. So that's the extent of our simple XML file. You can make it as complicated or as simple as you need, but for this tutorial it won't be a big problem. So now we need to actually display that data using Visual Web Developer 2008 or Visual Studio 2008. And with the 3.5 framework, you have access to the new list view control. And I've said in many screencasts that I really love this control because it gives you total power over your markup, and you don't have to worry about with tables and having to work through that. And so let's get started. I'm going to add our list view control. I'm going to run that at the server level, and we'll give an ID of images. List view is fine. Okay, now inside it we need to add a layout template and an item template. Now the layout template will just define the shell of how it's going to look. Then the item template, all of the items will be contained within the layout template. And then for each item, if you look in our XML file, this section right here will be considered an item, this one will be another item. So it'll run for as many items as you have. So let's go ahead and add our layout template. And in here we're going to put them all in a div, which is called item container. And inside here we're going to have a span tag. And the ID of the span needs to be item placeholder. Okay? So you need to make sure it's exactly that name. And then we're also going to run this at the server level. And add it here too, just in case. So that takes care of the layout template. Now we need to add our item template. So here, how are we going to show the data? Well, You come back to our XML file, and all we have are photos. Okay, we have paths to photos. So obviously we want to use the ASP image tag or just a simple image tag. So let's add that. We're going to run it at the server level, and the source of the image, the path to the image, we're going to want to pull it from our photo tag. So we want to get this text node and extract it. So the source, we're gonna use some XPath. I'm gonna do XPath and pull it. Photo. I think that was called photo. Yes, photo. And that's it. That will go in there and get that data. Pretty cool. So let's view this in the browser and see if I made any mistakes. Loading. I'm going to give a title to our document. Okay, I must have made a quick mistake. Let me check. Let's see. Item template, we have an image tag. Give me just a moment. As I said, I'm doing this from scratch, so I'm sure you guys can see what I missed. Photo. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to actually hook up our data source. So, normally you'd want to use a database, but for the sake of simplicity, we'll just use an XML file. And we'll hook it up to our XML file. We'll leave the transform and the expression blank for now. Okay, now this will work. Sorry about that, had a little bit of a brain freeze. Okay, so this went into our XML file, grabbed the two items that we had, 1, 2, and displayed our images. So now we're showing our images. The next step is to set up a system where the user can upload his file and have that file be saved to our images folder, and then we'll want our list view control to refresh to reflect the new image that was uploaded. So we'll get to most of that in the next lesson. Here we're just gonna finish a couple things up. Let's give this an image, a heading tag. We'll do a level 2 and just have it, I don't know, the uploaded images. And let's go ahead and set up our next part. Browse for your file, and click upload. And here we're going to add a file upload control, and this will actually have the functionality that allows the user to browse through their own files on their computer and choose one. Now, there's no code here that will actually save the file that they selected. We're going to have to do that by hand. So we'll do that in a button click event. So they browse for their file, click a button, and then we'll write the code that will actually save it. So let's add a button, run it at the server level, give it an ID of button submit. And the text property will just be upload. Okay. Run this in the browser again. Okay, so we have our basic setup already. The user can click browse, they'll go through their files, click upload, we'll write some code that will save the file, and then our list view control right here will update to reflect the new image. So we're going to get to that in the next tutorial, so just sit tight and keep watching.